Stefon Castle has really been struggling as of late. What is going on? What is up, San Antonio Spurs fans? Welcome to TSR Sports. I hope you had a great weekend, and hopefully your NFL team won their playoff game. As far as our San Antonio Spurs, they had a huge win versus the Boston Celtics in Boston, and then last night in Minnesota, had a big lead going into the fourth, and everything fell apart, and our Spurs lost. During that game, there was a lot of talk about Stephon Castle's recent struggles, and I want to do a video about it today. For those that don't know, Steph is playing with a sprained left thumb. There's the giant arrow pointing to it. The question is it affecting his game, and what is a possible solution? I'll answer that in just a few moments, but I did a little research, and it appears this injury occurred versus the Cleveland Cavaliers on December 29th. While I couldn't find anything saying specifically occurred then, he did show up on the injury report for the game versus the New York Knicks on December 31st with said sprained thumb, so I gotta think it happened on December 29th. As far as Stefon Castle before the injury, I'd say he was playing pretty good for our Spurs. In 23 games, he averaged 18.5 points per game, was shooting over 50%, .503, still struggling from three, yes, I know, 27%, and his free throw percentage was 73. But it was nice to see that field goal percentage over 50%. He was doing his best scoring that we've ever seen as a Spur, getting into the paint, finishing at the rim, above the rim, mid-range jumpers. Things were coming together for Steph. Then the injury occurred. And what has Steph Castle been doing since that injury? He's fallen off a cliff. 7 games. He's now averaging 13 points per game. And this isn't for the season. This is just the last 7 games. 13 points per game. His field goal percentage in that time frame is only 32%. His three-point percentage, 19, and his free throw percentage has stayed about the same at 71. Now, I didn't bring up the turnovers before or after injury because, let's be transparent, he's been struggling with turnovers all year, so that really hasn't changed. But his shooting has fallen off a cliff. Spurs fans, Stephon Castle didn't all of a sudden forget how to play basketball and put the ball in the rim. So to answer the question, yes, I think this injury is affecting his game, specifically his shooting. That big drop in shooting percentage since the injury does support that. It also doesn't help that Steph hits the floor an average of, 6.9 times a game? That's an estimate, by the way. I actually don't know, but we have been tracking Steph's falls per game, and he hits the floor a lot. And when you fall, I don't know about you guys, but when I fall, my instinct is to put my hands out. That's most people's natural instinct. You put your hands out to brace for impact. Well, if you're putting your hands out, guess what's getting hit on the floor first? Yeah. I'm worried that him playing and continuing falling often is going to exacerbate that injury, and he may need surgery at some point. That's, of course, a speculation, but I can't think it's a good thing you're playing with an injury and you are a player that falls all the time. So the solution, I hate to say it, because we've had a lot of guys coming in and out of lineup all year. I think Stephon Castle needs to sit for a few games and heal up. Whether it's 3 games, 4 games, 5 games, whatever. We need a healthy Steph, not the injured one right now that's struggling to make a basket, especially right now when so many of our guys are struggling. Dylan Harper has been struggling. Our three-headed Cerebus of Castle, Fox, and Harper, all 3 have been struggling a lot lately. And I think his injury is contributing to his struggles. Rest Steph, and maybe Spurs fans, I don't know, Devin Vassell is back sooner than later. You guys have speculated he could be back tomorrow night against the Thunder because he is traveling with the team. If Vassell can come back tomorrow, and this is a big if I was the Spurs coaches and medical staff, I rest Steph. I see that he's struggling. I see he's got an injury, and I say, you know what? Heal up, get better. You're taking a few games off. Put Devin Vassell in the spot where Steph is, so it's maybe not necessarily a seamless transition, but one player comes up and one player goes down. I really think the Spurs need to rest him because like the thumbnail says, I'm legit worried. I'm worried this is going to get worse and is eventually going to need surgery. Maybe I'm overreacting, but it's affecting his game. And if he's off, and a lot of our guys are off, we're going to lose games like last night. Tough loss, but let me close up with the video on this. I also saw some negativity in the chat about how the Spurs have been playing, and I get it's difficult to watch them lose. The fourth quarter lead blowing is obviously a PIA. When we're up double digits going into the fourth and then the team just collapses and the defense gives up 30 or 40 points, offensively we can't even score 20, those are frustrating beyond belief. I get it. I'm with you. But we are still second place in the Western Conference. We are still ahead of schedule. There's a lot of good things happening. We haven't seen this team at its best yet because so many guys have been either injured or struggling throughout the season. We haven't seen us. Well, you know what? I stand corrected. We have seen this team at its best 3 times, for sure, against the Oklahoma City Thunder. And you can put the Nuggets in there, some of the other big wins too. But when this team is cooking, I've said this before and I said it live last night, and I truly mean this. When all our guys are healthy, or the healthy guys that are out there are playing their best basketball, this San Antonio Spurs team can beat any team in the NBA because we've already seen that. When they're struggling and not playing Spurs basketball, this Spurs team can also lose to any team in the NBA. We've seen that. Consistency is needed on this team. Obviously, some luck with staying healthy. I don't think we're there yet because you guys have been asking a lot about this too. It's like TSR with these losses, we're not there yet. And I never thought we were there. I want to believe that this team can contend for a championship this year, and maybe they can. I'm not saying it's not impossible, but for them to do that, they have to be playing their best basketball. And these recent struggles show us that they're going to have times like this where the shots aren't going down. The three-point shooters can't hit any of their threes. And if this happens during the playoffs, then we're not going to win many games or any at all. Quite frankly, we've actually gotten quite lucky that we've won some games where we shot, 20% from 3? The Celtics win. What did the Spurs finish at three-point percentage? Was it like 18%? In the modern day NBA, it's not often you're going to win a game where you're under 20% from 3 and you still win. Now, that was a big defensive achievement for the Spurs that night, holding the Celtics to only 95. Aren't they a top 5 offense or top 10 offense in the NBA? I have no idea. I don't know about the Celtics, but I'm pretty sure that was pretty remarkable, holding the Celtics to 95. There's a lot of good things happening for our Spurs, and I'm trying to stay positive and let you guys know that this season's still going to be a wild ride. It's still a good good time to be a Spurs fan, but we have to take some of these uppercuts and left hooks that we weren't ready for. They're going to happen. Like last night with blowing the lead versus the Timberwolves, losing to the Jazz, who just had their worst loss in franchise history, lost by 55 to the Hornets. We're going to have those speed bumps throughout the season, but we'll be okay. And first and foremost, to be okay, I think we need our players to be healthy. And the Spurs were very cautious with Wemby, as they should be. I like to see some of that caution now transferred over to Stephon Castle. With the thumb injury and he got his bell rung in the game. Was it a game against the Celtics? It's why I couldn't play in the fourth quarter. My timeline's getting a little messed up with this weekend. The Spurs are playing so many freaking back-to-backs this month. I'm getting confused. To the NBA schedulers that thought it was genius to have us have 3 back-to-backs already, you suck. You guys want to talk about who sucks? The NBA schedulers for doing this to our Spurs. There you go. That's all I got. Drop a comment down below. Do you agree Stephon Castle's injury is affecting his game? And do you also think he should sit a few games to get healthy? I'm very curious on your thoughts. Please refrain from just this Castle sucks, trade him. Really? Is that where we're at? Come on, let's not be Philadelphia Eagles fans. That's all I got. Love you guys. Appreciate you hanging out last night for the game. For those of you watching this video, appreciate it as well. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'll see you tomorrow night for the Spurs versus the Thunder, 8 p.m. Eastern. That's going to be a big one. I'll probably go live a little early for that. We've got the giveaway coming up for the 30,000 subscribers. And maybe I'll try to do a video tomorrow. I like doing videos and talking to you guys. All right, that's all I got. As always, go Spurs, go!